Here we go. Today we're going to talk about a core value here that we have, one of our 7 here at TLC.
Give every challenge everything you've got. You want challenges. You eat challenge for breakfast.
This is huge, man. At the very least, take accountability with yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I could have did better.
There should be a natural hunger in you.
This is my jam right here, man. Core value of the day today. Welcome to those of you joining us for Mindset Minutes. And thank you again for those of you joining us for Mindset Mondays. All right. Today's core value discussion is centered around the core value. Our standard is giving more than what is expected. Like, what is a standard? Right? A standard is a bar. A standard is kind of like a set of like non-negotiables. Like, hey, here's our standard, right? And our standard is this.
Yeah.
And what it is here at Total Life Changes and in our organization is we give more than what people expect from us. Right? If people expect 100, we give them 150. If people expect 10 minutes of our time, we give them 12 minutes of our time. If people expect whatever, we figure out a way to give them more than that.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I've been teaching my kids lately, I'm like, hey, and I say this and they're always kind of like question me a little bit, like they want more detail. And I'm like, hey, we always leave things better than how we found.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And so I've had to correct them a couple of times because they have understood that means, hey, let's leave things the way we found it. No, I said better than how we found it, right?
Say that a few
so
times
like, you know, wipe the sink or pick up that piece of paper. And like, there's like, look around, like what can we do to make this area, this situation better than than how we found it, right? Maybe it's bringing 2 grocery carts back to the front of the store instead of 1. Something better, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I have instilled in my circle, in my family, right? But here at TLC, we've got this standard where it's like, hey, whatever people expect from us, we want to give them more than that. Yeah. It's got to be on top of our mind. And Winston Churchill had as a quote that we're going to be starting our discussion with today that our team plugged in for us here.
Just one?
Winston Churchill, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Think about that. We do make a living by what we get, right? The money we get, the fame we get, the accolades, the trophies, whatever, right? We can make a living out of the stuff that we receive. But our life is based on what we give. Think about it. This may sound a tad bit morbid, but unfortunately, this is the truth. Every single one of us will die one day. And there will be a eulogy shared on our behalf. Most of that will be sharing what we gave to society, to our family, the impact we made. It's got nothing to do with the cars we own, the houses, the exotic vacations we went on. Have you ever heard that in a eulogy?
No.
Nope. I heard about that as a hobby, right? Like, oh, they love to golf and, you know, they love to travel and stuff. But what I usually hear is, here's how many kids they had. Here's how many grandkids they left behind. Here's how much they always volunteered at the hospital, or they were a great volunteer at their church, or hey, they were a community person that really, really cared about their community and made some drastic changes because of their enthusiasm and their hard work, right? And it's that type of life that gets remembered, and that's how your legacy continues to live on 50, 100, and 200 years from today, because the car you leave behind, first of all, they didn't even earn it, so they're probably not even going to take care of it. Right. And even if they do, it ain't going to last much more than 10 years.
No.
And then it's gone, right?
You've seen them cars on the road, you know, the nice fancy cars, but they got a little rust on them. Yeah. And the people think we digging it. We got this car. No, look at the rust. That's fading. Yeah, brother. It doesn't carry the same value as it had before. So, right. Our standard is giving more than what is expected. What's your take here? Well, John, of course, I listened to you, and I got a message. So for this segment, for this podcast, I know you've probably heard this before, but I want to share it for this podcast. Sure. For those of you, all right, have a seat. Everybody wonders, okay, D. Carl Brown, what's the D stand for? And I've been telling them Degante, you know, giving them some cool names. Shout out Degante. I used to go to school with him in Mount Clemens High School. But, you know, nobody really knows my real name, maybe Loretta. So here it is right here, D. Carl Brown. What is your real name? My real name, my first name, y'all better take notes. I'm never saying this again. And I love you. That's why I'm sharing. Is David. My first name is David. I was named after my father, David Brown. He didn't have a middle name, And so to differentiate us in the household, they called me Carl, which is why I call my sons by their middle name.
Wow.
And the only person that really calls me David, he's buried on 14 and Gratiot. My dad, he would call me David without fail. Everybody else called me Carl because they know we had 2 Davids in the house. And so, John, this man had, in the course of my lifetime, he made one dish. My mom did all the cooking, but 4 times in my lifetime, he made oxtails and rice. And man, talking about it now, I can taste the pepper on the rice. I can taste the rice carry the flavor of the meat. And I got to tell you, the week after he died in 2005, I was working in a restaurant, right? I'm restaurant trained, and I'm like, you know what? I'm thinking about my dad. I miss him. I'm going to make this oxtails and rice. Man, I made that dish, and Leather and I worked conflicting schedules at the time. She was coming home. I was leaving for work. And I said, Leather, I was thinking about my dad. It was such a bad day. I was sad. But I remembered he made this oxtails and rice, and I made it for you guys. You know, I made it with love. You know, Leather hates for me to tell this story, but I made it with love, and I want you guys to help me embrace the memory of my dad. And so a couple hours later, I called. I said, so how was the oxtails and rice? Leather said it was horrible. We couldn't chew the meat. I threw it out and bought a pizza.
Oh, man.
And I was crushed because my dad was no longer here. That's a conversation I didn't have. How did you make your oxtails and rice? And I can't dig them up to get that today. I'm still trying to chase that recipe.
Yeah.
But what did that teach me? I have, and I preached this yesterday. I have something to give. I have more to give, and I'm going to pass that down to people around me, right? If my emails are too long, my apologies. I'm trying to get this all out of me. If my texts are too long, my apologies. I'm trying to get everything out of me so that when I leave this earth, this is what my dad taught me in that. Leave here empty. And you can't do that. I heard it in the chat, gatekeeping. You can't do that not sharing. You can't do that not being as transparent and as open as possible. Like, my legacy is at stake if I leave here and my sons don't know how much I love them. Not by verbal, but by what I gave.
Yeah.
So Winston Churchill, we make a living by what we get. Now, what you get is usually shared, you mentioned it, in a circle. Yo for and no more. I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you. You're supposed to take care of your family, right? But look at this. We make a life. What's the difference between a living and a life? A life contains sacrifices. Living, I'm going to give you a little pay. I'm going to give you, you know, you're going to get your little money. But when you give somebody your life, oh, gosh, I hear the Marine phrase, all gave some, but some gave all. If you're not willing to give all, and John kind of mentioned it, you just hitting, you're scratching the surface. You're not really sacrificing. You're not really giving until it hurts. You know when it hurts? When you get outside of your circle. When you hit the freeway and you see that guy on the side with the sign, will work for food, and you give out of what you have, right? That man will remember. He won't know your name. He won't know he won't remember the car you drive, but he'll remember the love you gave. You can't show love thinking it. You show love by giving it. So I love this core value, our standard. I'm not going to start with my circle. I'm going to start with the world.
Yeah.
How can I do that? Well, I know a man that is able to help you reach a whole bunch of people, and he's got the whole world in his hands. 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 And he'll give it to you, but only if you give it to others.
I wonder how many people listen to this podcast because of your singing. I think it's like more than 5.
There's a song for everything. There's got to be at least 4.
You know, as you were speaking, Carl, there's this Italian song I listened to. It's a great song. I'm not a singer. You know, it's called Si può dare di più, okay, which means you can always give more. And it's a motivational song that I listen to sometimes because the message of the song is no matter what you think, no matter how frustrated you are, just remember you can always give more.
I like that. I'm going to look it up.
Right? And it's a beautiful melody. And you know, sometimes I listen to it when I'm working out because I'm like, I got a mile to go, but I really don't feel like doing it. You know, but I got to do it. I know I can do it. And then I always get it done, right?
Yeah.
So the message to everyone here is trust me, like even if you think you can't give more, you can. There's so much you can do. You don't have the energy for it, write a thank you note, right? Like you don't have a pen, okay, send a text message, like whatever. You can always give more, do more, right? But going back to your dad, because I think this is really important, it's going to really button up this discussion nicely. You've shared your dad's oxtail dinners, events with me probably 10 times, I'd say. And it never gets old, right? And you never share it with a lack of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
You can tell your eyes get a little wider. You stand up a little taller when you talk about it, and you're excited, right? By the way, energy is everything. I believe that we transfer energy, right? So when you talk about your dad, it makes me happy, right? Yeah. But what also it reminds me, and hopefully everybody else can learn from this, is that memory is what your dad left behind. And that is how we remember people, right? So whether you're a human being trying to leave a legacy for your family or trying to make an impact in your community, or maybe you're just a business person and you want people to not just know about your business, but go tell a bunch of other people about it, right? How do we do that? You've got to become that dinner time story.
Yeah.
You have to do something a little more than everybody else is doing, because that's the only differentiator between you and everybody else.
Yep.
Right? So the easiest one, and now they all do it, so it's no longer special, is like the one steakhouse that gives you the free peanuts and it's like a mess on the floor. What is that place?
Logan's?
Texas Roadhouse? Is that the one that does that? Yeah, I stay away from those places because the bread's too good. Yeah. So, right? So there's a mess on the floor. Like, what the heck is going on here? Oh, they give you free peanuts and they're, hey, whatever you want. So not only are they giving you the peanuts, they're like, yeah, throw them wherever you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, like, so how many people are like, oh my God, you don't go to Texas Roadhouse? Like, they give you more, right? They give you these peanuts, they're free, and right, and everybody talks about it. And so that, you know, if you go to one time, I'm not a DoubleTree guy. Okay, when it comes to hotels, right? Like, I don't know, I'm just a Marriott family dude. You know, you got your Marriott app and you got your points.
Envoy,
you get in this little routine, right? Yeah. And so one city I visited a long time ago, I think it was North or South Carolina, probably like 10 years ago. I pull up. You know, DoubleTree's the only thing like in this small town that I could stay at. And I was like, all right, cool, it's fine. You know, I checked the reviews. There's no cockroaches on the wall or any of that stuff. So I get there, right? Get there, and I remember I checked in late. It was probably like 11:30, something like that, and in the evening. And, you know, they were so nice, right? And not overly nicer than anywhere else, right? But they were nice and professional, and the place smelled clean. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm in the right place, right? This is good. I'm excited. You guys got a gym? Yep. Told me where the gym was. And I said, all right, cool. And they said, here you go, sir. And he handed me a bag. And the bag was warm. And I'm like, I'm looking at the bag and he's like, here's your cookies. Do you want an extra one? And I'm like, what's this all about? I didn't know what the heck was going on.
Lord, warm cookies.
He's like, these are our chocolate chip cookies. He goes, everybody gets a warm chocolate chip cookie.
Nice.
And I'm just looking at this dude. And I'm like, I've never heard this before. Yeah. I didn't know that when you come here, you get a warm chocolate chip cookie. I don't know that I should really be eating this at 11 o'clock at night, but this is kind of cool, right? So, but this is why I'm sharing this. Do you know, I called my wife that night. I'm like, hey, I got here safely. I just checked in. Hey, do you know that they give you chocolate chip cookies here at DoubleTree? So I immediately told her.
Yeah.
And then I get home and I don't know, there was like some family dinner or something. There was like 8-10 people there. I'm like, hey man, I checked in this DoubleTree the other day. This guy gave me this chocolate chip cookie, man. It was warm too. It came out in this like drawer.
Must have been
like, this is cool, man. They're like, cookies. Really? I didn't know that either, right? So guess what? Just doing a little bit more. I mean, the cookies probably cost 50 cents, right? Just doing a little bit more. I told just in my circle, probably 50 people and maybe now another 6 or 7 people that listen to us now.
Wow.
Right? So, you know, again, what are you doing that's a little bit more than everybody? It don't take much nowadays, by the way, to do a little bit more than everybody else. So,
can I mention one thing? I want to
share that. Yeah.
I got to do this while I'm mentioning it. So, JoJo goes to a friend's house last weekend, right? And
JoJo's his son, by the way.
JoJo's my little boy. And I just tagged Ryan Lesperance. So I'm picking him up, right? And I'm I'm like, JoJo, look, I'm texting him like, come on, man. I don't even know if I'm at the right house at this point, because it's dark. And he texts me back. He goes, hold on. Johnny's mom is giving me chocolate chip cookies. Them things were fresh and hot out of the oven. Do you know what I want to do? I want to make sure that boy gets back to that house. Because Mrs. Lesperance sent him home with warm chocolate chip cookies.
All right, guys. Public service announcement. If you're going to eat chocolate chip cookies, especially over the holidays, make sure you get your 10,000 steps in. Okay?
Yeah.
You got to offset that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because those, it's hard to only eat one of those.
But here's
especially
the thing.
when they're fresh.
The smell of those, it immediately filled my car, right?
Yeah.
And immediately I thought, I got to get this kid back over to his house.
Yep.
That's the power of chocolate chip cookies. If you don't learn nothing else.
Now, I will say this too as a public service announcement. The best way to stay away from the chocolate chip cookies is to make sure that the chocolate chip cookies stay away from you.
Yeah.
So, if you're familiar with a room that has chocolate chip cookies, don't go in that room. Because if they're warm and they're fresh and you can smell them coming out of the oven, it's going to be hard.
Take some Delgado with
That's
you.
it. Yes, Delgado can suppress your appetite.
What does the score value mean to you?
Yeah, what are you guys thinking here, man? Like, is there something in your life you can do on a daily basis to just separate yourself from everybody else? And this is not to throw shade at anybody else.
No.
Right? This is not to say, hey, I'm better than that person or that organization. It's got to come from the heart. And I think that's the best way to end it, right? So this standard is something inside of you that says, you know what? I view this as an extra service that glorifies God, and I'm going to just do a little more than what you expect. Not more than everybody else, right? Because we use that example. I don't want to overly use that example. It's not just doing more than everybody else. Doing more than what the people that you're servicing at that moment expect.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think that is, it's kind of like the mom that makes the school lunch, but she puts a little note in there.
Yep.
Right? Have a great day, Johnny. Love you, or whatever, like just that little bit, right? It's like doing more than what you expected me to do, and I think that's really kind of, we just stay in that mindset, especially through the rest of this year. Because everyone's going to be giving gifts and all this stuff during these holidays, and everybody's going to be having dinners together, and but like, what is that little extra special thing that you can incorporate into your daily routine that can really make a difference moving forward?
Speaking of which, can you answer this question for me? We have a live question from our audience.
We do? Okay.
Do I have to have $1 million to give Johnny?
Absolutely not. Nope. Absolutely not. You can give so many things that cost you nothing, right? I mean, seriously. But here's the cool thing about the brain. Once you start thinking, man, I got no money. What can I give? If you stay in that mindset of what can I give, you will come up with 100 different things you can do. Right?
Lord. Where's the organ?
Seriously.
He just preached.
Give yourself, if not anything else. Right? Give your presence
away.
Yes. So. All right, we gotta get out of here, Carol. They're giving us, they're giving us the time limit eyes back there, where it's kind of like, hey, you guys have been talking a little too much now, and we're losing them. We're losing people.
Don't blame us.